Hey guys, welcome back to Millennial Ships, your place for self-care and relationship advice. And today we're talking about dating tips. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to hit that like button if you're liking these videos and you find them helpful, and to hit the subscribe button if you want to see all the latest content. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about dating and some of my favorite dating tips that I think are going to be the most helpful for you while you're out there dating, and also help you to find somebody that you truly love and truly connect with, not just somebody that's going to just give you some attention at the beginning and not have it go the long term. So the first way that you start doing that is by changing your mindset. Now, I know that dating is super exhausting. It takes up a lot of time. Going out on these dates that never end up going well, spending time on Tinder or Bumble or online dating, it does take a lot of time, and it's really exhausting. But the thing is, if you look at it like that, and if you look at it like a chore that you don't want to do, then you're already setting yourself up for failure, just because you're going to have a negative mindset and you're not going to be, looking at this with a positive attitude, and it kind of backfires on you eventually, because if you're so eager to get out of the dating scene and you're just telling yourself that you hate dating, then that's going to increase your chances of just hooking up with the next guy that comes along that shows you attention, even though he might not be the right fit. So just look at every date like an opportunity and try to go into it with an open mindset. So number two is that you need to be okay with being single. So this is kind of like the first step, in that, if you're okay with being single, you are less likely to just go with the next guy that gives you attention. You're actually going to be able to wait it out and find somebody that really matches your personality and your values. So the thing about being single is that sometimes you want to have a partner, you want to have those moments, somebody there that you can share those moments with and stuff, and that's totally normal. It's good to have that as a goal. But the thing is, nobody is going to be able to give you happiness or fill a hole inside you if you're not able to fill that hole yourself. So you are a whole, complete person, even when you're single. You don't need somebody else to make you whole and complete. But you might have this feeling of a gap, and that gap, it has to be filled by you. You fill it with your hobbies, you fill it with your job, you fill it with your friends, your family, things that make you happy. That's what's going to fill the gap there. So as long as you're single, spend time on yourself, making sure that you are focusing on your self-care and yourself, and that way when the right person comes along, you're going to feel like you don't need them, but you're just glad that they've showed up. Number three is that you need to get ready to be vulnerable. So I know a lot of times when we're in a really good relationship and it's really like long term, but then it ends up breaking up, we feel really scared to open ourselves up again and be vulnerable again, because, we don't want to get hurt. So the problem with that is that if you have that wall up and if you are just kind of guarding yourself, then you're not going to open yourself up to a true connection with somebody else. And the problem with this is that it's going to attract the wrong guys, because it's going to attract other guys that have that wall up as well. Because when they see that you're not willing to open up, be honest, share your feelings, other people who are willing to do that are either going to go away, or you're just going to end up with a guy who feels the same way about guarding himself and not revealing his true self. So be ready to be vulnerable. It's going to have to happen if you're going to find true love, even though I know it's hard. Number four is that you have to focus on the right guys. So a lot of the time when we're dating, we have this checkbox of things that we want to see in our partner, and most of the time that list of stuff is full of just irrelevant things that are not going to matter in the long term. It's filled with stuff like his height, his looks, what kind of interests he has, hobbies, what kind of job he has. And at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is not going to matter in the long term. In the long term, what matters and what you need to be focusing on is character. Character is what a person is, like their soul and their way they treat other people and the values that they live by. Now, these are things that are going to be with him from now all the way up until he dies. So that is something that you need to be looking for the long term. So things like, does he listen to you? Does he support you? Does he show you love? Does he care about your feelings? Is he able to communicate in a healthy way? Those kinds of things are going to be much more important than whether or not he likes hiking or whether or not he likes to go camping. It just doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is that he cares about you and that he's willing to be a partner with you for the rest of your life. So definitely look at those things and kind of ignore those other little traps that we fall into. And the last thing that I'm going to go through today is don't be the chaser. So a lot of the time I see women, they tend to be a little bit more type A, organizer, planner type people. They're a lot of the times they're the ones that plan the dates, that they're ones that plan the kids' school lunches. They keep track of the kids' schedules. You know, we like to do that kind of stuff in general, and men are like a little bit more go with the flow. The funny thing is that when we're dating is that this actually has to switch completely on its head, and the guy has to be the one that asks you out on dates, initiates conversations, follows up with you after the date is over. He's the one that needs to be showing you that he's reaching out. It's like this because of society for some reason. Society has told him that he needs to be the one responsible and he needs to be the one that's doing that, otherwise he might not get asked out at all. And the thing is, this actually works in your favor because if you're letting him take the lead and letting him, you know, show you that he cares about you and stuff, this is a great way to see whether or not he's a good guy who's really interested in you, or if he's kind of just, you know, ignores you and kind of has like maybe some other priorities. That's how you can tell that. But if you're the one planning the dates and if you're the one asking him out all the time, it's a little harder for you to see if he is actually interested because you're just taking over his job. So definitely look at it that way, is that it's a way for you to see if he's going to be worthy of your time and attention. So that's all that I'm going to go through today, guys. I'm going to make a part 2 of this video because I do have a little bit more tips that I want to share with you guys. But that's enough for today. So if you want to see some more tips, I do have a free dating course. I'll leave the link in the description below. It's 5 dating mistakes that I see women make all the time, and just going through those and how you can fix those dating mistakes. So be sure to click on that below. And that's it for today. So like this video if you guys liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content, and I will see you on the next one.